Pisces, what's up, yo? Let's do a Celtic cross for you. Let's see what's going on. Underneath this whole thing, the first thing that catches my attention is the Death card came out in reverse, okay, and underneath the deck. So this is underneath this whole reading, the energy of not wanting something to transform, a resistance to change, a resistance to transformation, okay, at its deepest level. That's what that card is talking about in the reverse, okay. Fix something here. I want to move this. Okay, so at the core of this reading, there's something about something not changing, there being a resistance to change, there's a resistance to something transforming, or you could say it this way, somebody doesn't want something to die, okay? And where you are at this time is Knight of Cups in reverse, meaning you have closed yourself off to giving someone your cup romantically. You see what I mean? How that just changed this whole reading right there, because this isn't going to be for every Pisces, but for the group of Pisces that this message pertains to is a group of Pisces in which you have shut your emotions off to somebody. Now, here's the catch. The challenge is that you are facing is you are bombarded by thoughts. You may not be able to sleep at night because of these thoughts. You don't have to be a tarot reader, do you, to just take a look at this and you can see what's going on. This is the challenge. These thoughts are keeping you up at night, maybe causing you not to be able to sleep. We gotta take a look at it, because we cannot have Pisces trapped in a mental funk and to where you're not getting your rest. This can show up in your day-to-day life. You could be, more irritable because you're not getting sleep. You could be having, because of the bad sleep, your blood pressure could be going up. You could have frequent headaches. You could have nerve issue, muscle issue, because you're so tense all the time because you're not getting the proper rest. Okay, so this is some serious business, right? Underneath in your subconscious, you're thinking about a legacy there with that Ten of Pentacles. And tied to that is Temperance. You may feel that it's going to take some time to get this legacy going, whatever this is about, this legacy energy. Now, because this, I feel like there could be more to this in your subconscious, this legacy energy with that Temperance card. I cannot fail to mention that you could be, feel like you need guidance with that angel energy there, but this is going on in your subconscious, okay? Now, in the recent past, there's something about you feeling defensive, you being defensive, and as a result of that defensiveness, it got you trapped in your mind again. We have all kinds of mental stuff going on. We got it as a challenge here. We have it here as a result of this defensiveness here. And now what lies before you, Pisces, is the Emperor in reverse. Now this can be a father that is no longer, has been dethroned, has lost his power. Not sure what this is about exactly, but in your advice, Spirit says to submit to his timing. How many of you know our timing is not God's timing? Okay, so there's that. Now, what is affecting this situation? What's an external influence to your situation? King of Swords in reverse is a person that is either A, not making a decision, in which normally he would make a decision. King of Swords is a person that makes a decision. And when it's made, that's it. That's it. I mean, there's nothing else. This is out of this person's character to not make a decision, but they choose to not make a decision. I'm just reading the cards. I don't know exactly what it means, but in your overall projected outcome, I feel like Four of Wands in reverse. There's something, childhood wounding is possible, needs to be dealt with. Okay, now look, in your device, you need to submit. You need to let go. Now, one of the things this card, Hanged Man, Major Arcana, is seeing things from a different perspective. You see how this person is upside down in this lotus position. They're relaxed. See that? They're relaxed. And see all this energy around their mind? That's because they're listening to spirit. They're seeing this thing from a higher perspective. Okay? This is a spiritual timeout. Spirit says that is what you need to do. You need to submit to the spiritual timeout. And I feel the reason is because there's this childhood wounding. There's something in the past that we either keep going back to. There has to be a point where you say, you know what, I can't do anything about the past. The past is the past. It's in the past. It happened in the past. And I don't want to live in the past. I want to live in the future. I'm moving into the future. But to keep going back there, to keep going back and living there, you'll be there for the rest of your life. It's a prison. The past is a prison for many people. They will never do anything else because they can't get past the past. And it's crazy. We can get into patterns in our minds here to where we think on thoughts, we accept thoughts, and these thoughts will destroy you. Spirit says you want to break free of the mental war. Get Spirit's perspective. And what does Spirit say? Protect your mind. Protect your thoughts. A thought comes in. Hey, I'm defeated. I don't know how I'm going to do today. People are going to see that I'm a wreck, or whatever. And you begin to obsess on things. And you begin to worry. And guess what worry does? It creates ulcers, high blood pressure, negative thoughts affect your physical body. Spirit says get his perspective. And his perspective is he's already told us that we are to protect our thought life. We are to realize that we are being bombarded by thoughts, and these thoughts may or may not be good for you. And so you have to protect your mind. Every time a thought comes in, you have to say, hey, is this in my best interest? Is this in Pisces' best interest? Or is this some bullshit to keep me in a mental funk and to keep me trapped and not being able to move forward? Only Pisces can make that decision. Nobody else can make that decision for you. One day you may just get sick and tired of it. You may get sick and tired of the mental funk. You may get sick and tired of being trapped in some kind of bondage. As you can see, this person is bound by these thoughts. I mean, that's what that card is saying. They're blinded by these thoughts. I'd be willing to bet you the person that needs to hear this reading, you have to be able to counter these thoughts every time they come in. And you have to, as soon as the thought comes in, you have to say, you know what? I'm not scared anymore. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do this. Whatever it is. Every time that thought comes in and says, you can't do that, you say, I can do it. You reprogram your mind, and you will succeed, Pisces. You will succeed. If you found yourself getting resonated with this message, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you could be alerted when I upload new videos. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.